everybody and welcome to a new weekly reading vlog. This week it is actually the first week of the Believathon journey to the Stronghold. So this is a read-a-thon organized by the lovely Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and it's all about reading middle grade. I have an entire TBR video if you want to check that out, and also I will leave a link to the original announcement video down below in the description box, because of course Gavin can explain it way better than I do. But in short, it is a read-a-thon where you read middle grade books and you actually go on this journey to the Stronghold through different places from middle grade books. And what is even more amazing is that Gavin made this amazing companion to it, Believathon II's Journey to the Stronghold, and I've ordered it and yesterday it finally came in the mail. I was a bit late with it. Yeah, it took a little while for it to get delivered, but now I finally have it and it's just so cute. And maybe you have seen it going around because a lot of people have it, but basically it just shows you the map and it tells you all the challenges and all the important things about the read-a-thon. And of course you don't have to have this. You can perfectly participate in this read-a-thon without having the physical companion. You can also read the online version. But I really wanted to have a physical copy because I am so excited for this read-a-thon and this is just so cute. I'm so excited. Yeah, it is actually already the second day of the read-a-thon because it's now Tuesday, the 12th of May. And actually it started yesterday on Monday, the 11th of May. And I didn't vlog anything yet yesterday, but I'm here now with vlogging and a reading update because I have started my very first book of the read-a-thon. So the first challenge for everybody within the read-a-thon is to start at the Poacher's Pocket Inn and to read the first book in a series. So for this I have chosen, and I'm currently reading the book this challenge was inspired by, and that is A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. So Gavin absolutely loves this book and so many other people have read it and say that they really love it. So that is why I am incredibly excited to pick this up and read this book to start the read-a-thon with. A Pinch of Magic is about three sisters named Fliss, Betty and Charlie, and they are trapped in an ancient curse. They also have three magical objects and of course they want to break the curse, and I'm guessing that the entire series is about that, or maybe the first book is about that. I'm not sure. I've only read, well, not only, I've read quite a bit of it so far in one night. I'm now at page 87, so at this point the characters are introduced and there has been a bit of world building, and of course the curse has been explained. So I feel like this is the point where the story really gets going and we get into the adventure of the three sisters and what they are going to do and how they are going to break the curse, or at least try to break the curse. So I've read 87 pages in one night last night, and that is pretty impressive for me because my reading mood hasn't been the best lately. I've been a bit reading slumpish. I've read some things, but it has been a while since I actually finished something, and that is why I'm so excited about this read-a-thon, because just like it makes me so excited to read more and read all these amazing books on my TBR. And of course it's also helpful that it's all middle grade, so overall it is a bit easier to get through and overall the books are a bit shorter. Of course that's not always the case, but I feel for my reading mood it is just perfect to read this book right now. And with like the first 87 pages of A Pinch of Magic, I am impressed. It looks very promising so far. Of course there's still a lot that needs to happen, and of course it is the first book in a series and basically the book that belongs to this challenge that it was inspired by. And I feel like a lot of people have chosen it for the first challenge of like the Journey to Stronghold. And yeah, there goes my bookmark, whoops. But yeah, I'm reading this and I'm going to read it again tonight, and I hope to finish this one at least this week. I don't think that should be a problem because I'm already going through it quite quickly, and yeah, I'm very excited to see what the rest of the story is going to contain. So that is what I'm reading now for my physical book. For my audiobook, I'm still continuing with my Harry Potter audiobook reread, and I'm now on to Half-Blood Prince, the 6th book, so I'm almost done with like the entire series. I only have a little bit left of Half-Blood Prince and then of course Deathly Hallows. So yeah, I've been going through the Harry Potter series once again quite quickly in about a month's time, something like that. A bit more than a month. I think I will finish Half-Blood Prince probably tomorrow or later this week. Like I only have, what is it? I think 3 hours left? No, not 3 hours. I think 2.5 hours. Anyway, it won't take a very long time anymore, I think, because yeah, I just really love listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks. If you have been keeping up with my reading vlogs lately, that will come as no surprise to anybody because I've been talking about them a lot. I talk a lot about Harry Potter in general. It's sort of like the jam here on this booktube channel. I love Harry Potter very much, and this reread is just, it is very nice as always. It is not really part of the Believathon because, well, maybe technically because Harry Potter is middle grade technically, but like from the 6th book or like from the 4th book onwards, I don't really think it's that middle grade anymore. I feel with Half-Blood Prince it's already quite adult. It's not as middle grade as the first 2 books were, but officially I guess you can count it towards middle grade, but I don't think I'm doing that right now because I already have my entire TBR for Believathon picked out. But anyway, it is still sort of in the spirit of middle grade. Let's just call it that. That is it for what I'm reading right now. And yeah, overall, as usual, I don't have that much news or things to tell you. Something I am really excited about though is that lately I've been walking so much, like going outside for a walk. I sort of found this new routine where I go for 2 30-minute walks every day. I go once in the morning and then once right before it's dinner time, and it's just so nice to be exercising a bit more, because I do think that walking is a very good exercise. Of course, it's not the same as, you know, actually going for a run or anything, but I think exercising or just moving more but maybe a bit slower, so like walking but I do it for more than an hour a day, I think for me that just works best, because then I just move a lot more and I have a lot more energy, and I just feel it feels so nice to be walking, and I am really enjoying it. I also have one of those Fitbits, so I try to do like the 10,000 steps every day. I don't manage like exactly 10,000 steps every day. Sometimes it's 9,000, sometimes it is like 12,000 or something. It really depends on the day, but with 2 30-minute walks every day, I feel like overall I'm doing quite well. And walking, I think, is just my favorite way of exercise. I'm not really the type for going to the gym. Like, I've done it for a while, and also I have been swimming for quite some time, once a week, but of course I can't really do that right now because of like the lockdown and the quarantine and everything. But walking, yeah, it's really my thing, and usually I'm not the best with exercising and keeping like in movement or something, but this is really sticking right now, and I feel like it's so nice to go outside and have my bit of exercise and bit of fresh air, of course, and some sunshine. And yeah, maybe it's not that interesting to you, but I just really wanted to share it because I feel when you want to exercise, usually there's so much pressure that you should do a lot at once, because otherwise you won't really be in shape or anything. And I feel like just going for a walk every day already does so much, of course, for your body, because of course it's very healthy for your body to be moving, and also for your brain, because your brain needs fresh air and movement, and it's just overall for your relaxation levels. At least with me, it just really works so well. So this is just me being in love with the concept of walking right now. I mean, I have been walking on and off for a long time. Usually I do go for a walk every day, but this is one of the fewer times where I actually go for the 10,000 steps every day, and I actually manage it, and I actually really like it. I guess the moral of this story is that if you want to do some exercise or do some sort of movement, then it doesn't have to be something big. It can just be a short walk. Start out with a little walk, maybe 10 minutes or so, of course, if you're able to, because I know right now not everybody is able to go outside for a walk, but if you are able to, the tiny things, like the small things, can already help so much. And of course, if you go for small things, it's so much easier to actually stick to it. If you go for a walk every day, it doesn't have to be 2 30-minute walks as I do, but if you go for a 15-minute walk every day, I feel like it already does so much for your body and your brain and just your anxiety, or like your being relaxed in general. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but that's sort of what I want to say. And yeah, I guess that's sort of like my I don't know, my lifestyle tip of this video. Okay, I think I've been talking long enough for now, especially about walking. I now have to do some reading for uni and school stuff and everything. It's the usual kind of Tuesday. And then of course tonight I will be reading some more of A Pinch of Magic, because I am enjoying it very much, and I'm again so excited about Believathon. I really hope it will be a very successful readathon. So fingers crossed that I can manage to read all 5 books on my TBR. let's just see how this first week is going to go. Hey, it is Wednesday. I went for my morning walk. I had some lunch and now it's the afternoon. It's around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have 3 reading updates for you guys because I've actually started another book, but I will talk about that one in a minute because first of all, of course, I have to give you a reading update on A Pinch of Magic for Believathon. I read more of it last night. I'm now at page 138, so the story is really starting to get going now and I'm really digging it. Like, I'm really enjoying this book so far. It is so cute and so sweet, but also I really want to know the backstory of the curse and what is happening and if they can possibly break it and everything else that is relevant to this story. And I feel like this book is going to take its time with that. It's not really, well, I wouldn't say slow. It's not slow, but also the story is not as fast-paced as some other middle grade books are. I feel like that is also not really doing it justice. It's not like, I mean, some middle grade books or just some fantasy books in general can be very quick with all the action and all the information, and this book takes its time with that. It does it a little bit slower than most books of this genre would do. Like, I really hope I'm doing a great job explaining it, but I feel like I'm sounding very confusing right now. I just like that this book takes a bit of its time to actually tell you about the world and about the characters and about the backstory, and especially the world building is really something that goes along throughout the book, at least so far, because it does take place in this sort of, well, it is sort of like a fictional place, and it's hard to sort of pinpoint if it's a fictional place in our world or if it's a fictional place in a fictional world, if that makes sense. Like, some things are very much like our world. For example, they go trick-or-treating on Halloween, but then other things like the sort of money that they use are very different and it has some different sort of background, and it's really hard to see what kind of world it is apart from this place. But yeah, again, I hope I'm doing sort of a reasonable job at explaining it, but I'm really loving it. I love the writing, I love all the characters, and it's just so sweet and so cute, but also there's really some adventure going on. And yeah, I think this was the perfect book to begin Believathon with. So again, we'll be reading more of that this week, and I'm pretty confident I will finish it this week because, again, it's not a very difficult book to get through, so I think that should be doable. I feel like I keep putting this piece of hair back in its place and it's just not listening, but okay. Second of all, of course, I'm still listening to the audiobook of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I only have 30 minutes left of it, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it today because I have done most of my audiobook reading for today, because the moments that I mostly listen to my audiobook is during the morning when I wake up and I make my breakfast and I do my makeup and everything. For me, that's the perfect way to start my day. And also sometimes I listen to it whilst I'm playing Animal Crossing, so maybe that is something that I will do tonight or so. Not sure, maybe I will play a little bit of Animal Crossing before I go to sleep and then listen to the last bit of Half-Blood Prince. But again, if you know the ending of Half-Blood Prince, then you probably know the emotions I'm going through right now. It is definitely a book, and as always, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm almost done with it, and then it's just on to Deathly Hallows, and then I finished my Harry Potter reread, the second one in a year's time. I'm reading so much Harry Potter right now, and I feel like I can just start over and reread it again. I feel like I can read this on an endless loop and I will never get bored of it. Okay, if I keep reading it on an endless loop, then at some point I will probably get tired of it, I'm sure, but yeah, I think you get my meaning. I just love this series so much and I can never get enough of it, and oh, I'm just really enjoying this reread, as you can probably tell. But as I said, I have 3 reading updates because I also started another book yesterday, and that is an ebook, and it's Atomic Habits by James Clear. So this is a book all about creating new habits and sticking to them. I've been starting this because books like these really help me to get into a more productive mood, and that is definitely something I could use right now with school stuff. So in the morning I like to read a bit of this, and then I really get in the mood and I feel so motivated with all the tips and tricks that he is describing here, and I just feel so inspired to start new habits and really stick to them. And that's basically what this book is about, how small habits can do a lot for you. Basically what I was talking about yesterday as well. Like, I didn't come up with that complete idea on my own, but it can apply to everything. For example, walking, but also if you want to eat more healthy or something, or if you want to study more. Basically, it is just about habits in general, and how it's more about changing a lot of small habits in a very small way rather than changing a huge habit or basically your entire life. It is about how tiny changes can mean a lot to you, and also about how habits work with your brain and everything. I'm really enjoying it. I'm now 17% in, so yeah, I still have a lot of it to read, but I feel like this just puts me in the perfect work modus, or like work mode. And that is why I've read a bit of it this morning. And yeah, I think it's very well written, and there's also, you know, a lot of logic behind it, and I think it does make a lot of sense. I do like the idea of that if you want to do something different with your life, or if you want to achieve something, it's not about throwing everything around. It's about tiny things that you can change. It is about how if you change or like improve 1% with a lot of small things, you can change a lot. And I really like the concept of that, how it's more about permanent changes on long term rather than huge changes on a short term, and that it's just, it sounds so much more relaxed and so much more, yeah, realistic. Because of course, if you decide to go crazy and you're going to start running, for example, and you go crazy from 0 to 100, you start running 3 or 4 times a week all of a sudden, and that might be way harder to maintain than, for example, as I said yesterday, to go for a 15-minute walk every day. Of course, you can always build it up and there are other things to do, but it's more about the mindset, I guess, behind it, that you start with small things that already can have so much of an impact, and then work your way up, and not putting too much pressure on yourself, but more like looking inside your head. And well, it's just I feel like I'm babbling away right now, but I really like the concept of it and how small things can mean a lot. So that is why I'm reading this, and I will keep you updated on this one as well, because I'm really liking it, and so far I can really recommend it. And that is it for what I'm reading right now. As I said, it's now Wednesday afternoon, and in 15 minutes time I have another FaceTime study session with Ashleigh. Or it's a study session for me, it's more of like a reading session for Ashleigh, because she's actually done with uni right now. I'm so happy for her, but she's incredibly kind, so like she still wants to do those sessions, and then she will just read something. So she's motivated to read, and I am motivated to do some study stuff, school stuff or whatever. And of course, it's always nice to chat and hang out together. Yeah, that is what I'm doing probably most of the afternoon. And then tonight I'm going for another walk, but this time around I'm going with a friend who lives close by, and we haven't seen each other in a little while, so we're going for a walk together so we can catch up and also do a little bit of exercise. So I have this day pretty much planned out for now, and it's looking good to me. And then of course also some more reading tonight before I go to sleep. It is the next day, and I have finished Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling. So I finished the book this week, even though it was like an easy audiobook because it was a reread, but still, I finished it. I got it done, and as I mentioned before, I immediately moved on to Deathly Hallows. If I'm really lucky, I think I might be able to finish Deathly Hallows this week as well, but that's going to be like maybe a bit of a stretch, I'm not sure. But Half-Blood Prince has an ending that if you have read it, you know, like you know. And apart from that, not much to tell about it, apart from watch my book review and discussion if you want to hear more, because I talk about Harry Potter so often that I can't keep up with how many times I talk about it and how many reviews I give about them. A lot, it's a lot. But I have finished the book this week, so I feel very successful. Then of course also have read a little bit more of A Pinch of Magic, but not that much. I'm now at page 159, so like 20 pages more or so, not that much. I wasn't reading that much last night because I went for a walk and then I was playing Animal Crossing and listening to the audiobook of Half-Blood Prince. But still, it is a little bit, and yeah, I do think I just want to plan in like an hour of reading either tonight or tomorrow night or something, and just go through it and finish it. Because if I want to read all 5 books in 2 weeks, I do need to like step up my game a little bit. And of course, it's not a disaster if you don't manage to read 5 books in the entire week, but or it's 2 weeks. But still, I want this Believathon to be as successful as possible. So I'm going to continue with it, and yeah, I'm still loving it. It's still so cute, and oh, it's just, it feels so adventurous. Not much to tell about it apart from that, because of course I only read 20 pages. I also haven't read anything more of Atomic Habits. Mostly because this morning I went for a walk again, like predictable, but also I filmed a video. I prepared some other videos, I did some school things, and now it's the afternoon and I'm going to work on school again and FaceTime with Ashleigh again. So same old, and then tomorrow it is Friday, and tomorrow morning I'm actually going for a walk with Britt, whom you probably all know by now, Britt from basically Britt. So I'm going to her house and then we're going for a walk. Like, you can go for a walk together if you keep your distance, so we're doing that to catch up a bit, and also we did it last week, and of course to keep ourselves a bit in exercise mode, I guess. And also Britt bought Animal Crossing this week, so I think she probably wants to like visit islands, so that's probably also a thing that's going to happen. She's pretty addicted already, even though she's only had it for 24 hours, so that is going to be fun. That is for tomorrow morning, and then I have videos to edit, this reading vlog to edit, more reading to do, either for school or for free time. It's the same old, but yeah, I do like these average weeks. Saturday, and I have a lot of things to update you guys on, so this is going to be quite the update. First of all, maybe you can tell, but I have had a haircut because the hairdressers in the Netherlands are open again. So I cut it a bit shorter, not like extremely short or anything, but a bit shorter, so it looks nicer and more healthy again. And also the color is a bit freshened up, like the lighter bits in like down here and my color up there, because usually my own hair is a lot lighter than this. And I'm so happy with how it looks. Of course they like styled it at the hairdressers with curls and everything, but it's so nice to have a proper haircut again. Like, I feel reborn, and also the experience is really nice. And of course there are a lot of precautions and everybody's being really careful, but the hairdressers are open again, and I'm very happy that my hair looks so good again. Like, oh, I just can't stop like fluffing with it and playing with it. It's so nice. Second thing is that tonight, as I'm filming this, so it's already over by the time you are watching this vlog, but tonight it is again a very exciting night because Caris from Library of Caris is organizing another huge booktube quiz, and tonight it's actually going to be a Disney quiz. As you may remember, maybe you have watched it or maybe you've heard me talk about it, 2 weeks ago she did a Harry Potter quiz in which I also participated, and that quiz was a lot of fun and it was just so nice with everybody. And yeah, now we're doing a Harry Potter inspired quiz, sort of like a follow-up. It's the same style, it's with different rounds, although this time around the rounds aren't with increasing difficulty, but it's about different topics of Disney, or like different eras. So there's a round about Disney origins, there's a round about the theme parks, there's a round about early Disney, modern Disney, all those kinds of things. And tonight I am going to be in round 6, which is going to be early Pixar. So that is probably around like from Toy Story until I think Cars or something like that, until 2006, which is of course the era I did grow up with, of course with Disney but also with Pixar. So I hope that I do know some of the questions, and this time around we have 4 teams again, but they are named after the dwarves in Snow White, and I am in Team Dopey, so let's see how well Team Dopey is going to do tonight. But I know that in any case it's going to be so much fun to do these questions again and to participate in the live show. So thank you so much, Caris, for organizing this. You are doing amazing. I have so much fun doing these, so yeah. So much fun. Oh, so excited. That's probably going to start in like already an hour. The quiz is already going to start in an hour's time. Luckily I'm not in the first round, so for me it's probably going to be another 3 hours until it's my turn, but it is almost there. And oh yeah, I do love these kinds of things. That's sort of like the nice thing of booktube and just internet in general, is that we can organize these kinds of things, and Caris is doing such an amazing job with that. And I'll put of course a link to her channel down below. You can always watch it back if you want to. I believe the questions are also going to be online. I'm not completely sure. Just watch it back. I am sure it's going to be amazing. And the third update is that I have a couple of new books. So Thursday night I received this book in the mail, and it was a gift. It is All Our Broken Pieces from L.D. Crichton, and it was sent sent to me by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, you know, like the one who organizes Believathon. So I actually sent this book to him for his birthday from like his wish list, because last week or like 2 weeks ago it was his birthday, and in his unboxing video, his birthday unboxing video, he was all like, Michelle, I'm going to send this book to you because it's amazing and you have to have it and you have to read it. So I found this on my doorstep 2 nights ago, and oh, thank you so much, Gavin. I'm so happy with this. Like, oh, that is so sweet of you. So All Our Broken Pieces, I don't know the exact story, but I do believe that it's about, yeah, it's a YA contemporary, although I'm not sure if it's YA, by the way. It's a contemporary in any case. It's about 2 people and one of them struggles with OCD. And then the other one, I believe, also has some personal problems. I'm not completely sure what exactly, because as always, I'm the worst with premises of books, but it is about mental health and things like that. So it sounds amazing, and apparently it is absolutely beautiful because Gavin loves it so much. And he also put a note with it, and it said, I put it into the book, it said, "You're amazing, Michelle, love, Gav." And oh, you're amazing, Gavin. I'm so happy with this. Like, oh, this really means a lot to me. Then I also got 2 other books that are also like new to me, and those books come with a bit of a story. It is a bit of a sad story, and if you have been following me on Twitter for a while, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Not going into too much detail, but a couple of weeks ago my cousin very sadly passed away because of cancer. It was all pretty horrible, and she was only 19 years old, so it was quite an intense time. It still is, of course. Anyway, I don't want to go into that too much because I don't want to make this vlog too depressing. But earlier this week, also on Thursday night, I went over to my aunt and uncle's house because they were wondering if there were maybe some things that I might want to have of her to remember her by. And that is how I got 2 of her books, 2 of her Harry Potter books, because she also loved Harry Potter. And my aunt very kindly gave these to me, and I am so happy with these because I'm going to treasure them. I'm going to give them a very special place in my book collection. So I have this Gryffindor 20th anniversary edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I didn't have this one, and that is why my aunt gave them to me, because she really liked that I was collecting those, and she said that it would be really nice if I had them and kept them and saved them. So I'm so happy that I now have this to add to my collection, and immediately it's like probably my most treasured Harry Potter item of all. And then I also got like another edition of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix with the original cover, and also both of these books they bought in like on a holiday in Scotland. And of course she also had like an entire English set, but those editions I already have, so they gave me like some of the more special editions. And yeah, it is just this means so much to me. These books mean so much to me. I'm so happy to have them. I'm going to like treasure them forever and be very careful with them and always give them a very special place on my bookshelves. So those are also some books to, yeah, technically add to my collection. I'm very happy with those, and like I really didn't mean to bum you out with sort of like this whole thing because I haven't talked about it on YouTube yet, but I thought something special like this, especially because it is about books, it is connected to books, was worth sharing in this video. So that is what I wanted to do, and again, it is a very special gift to me. So I had some new books this week, and all of them were gifts in one way or another. But of course I also need to update you guys on my reading, because I have done some more reading, actually not insanely much, but definitely some more. I've been listening to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows on audiobook, and yeah, what can I say, it's still the same as always. I feel like when I talk about Harry Potter I just keep repeating the same things, so I'm not going to say too much about it. It's Deathly Hallows, it's Harry Potter, I love it. And then I also read a bit more of A Pinch of Magic. I am now, let me see, at page 221. I don't remember where I was with this book the last time that I updated you guys, but it is definitely some more, like something more. I read quite a bit of it this afternoon at the hairdressers when like the dye and everything was, you know, doing its job. Also read something of it last night, and I will say though, like the story definitely took a very intense turn just now, and I'm very excited to continue reading with it. Of course, probably not going to do much of it tonight because of the Disney live show quiz, but yeah, I do want to finish it tomorrow. I think that should be a pretty reachable goal to finish it tomorrow, so let's just do that, because of course I am still only on my first book for the Believathon. If I want to finish all 5 of them in 2 weeks, then I should probably sort of pick up my pace, but so far I'm just enjoying my time with A Pinch of Magic because yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this very much. It is cute, but also it's just so much more intense than I had expected. I really love it, and yeah, I will keep you updated on this one as well. But now I think it is time well, basically I am ready for the Disney live show, but to mentally prepare myself and maybe look up some last minute Disney trivia. Yeah. Hopefully I will sort of do well. Of course, Disney, I do really love Disney a lot. And I've watched a lot of Disney movies, but I'm not as knowledgeable about Disney as I am with Harry Potter. So this one might be a bit more difficult, but I think it's going to be fun anyway, whether you know things or not. I'm just going to try my very best, and I think that should be fine. 2 days later, I have washed my hair myself, and it's actually quite a bit shorter than I sort of had realized. Again, nothing too extreme, but you can definitely tell that a bit has been cut off, and also it feels so soft right now because like all the dead bits, like all these split ends are gone, and it's so nice and soft, and it feels so nice, and it looks so much better. And well, basically I'm very happy with my haircut. Anyway, back to reading, because I have very exciting reading news, because I have finished A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. I finished it just now this morning and I loved it. This is one excellent middle grade book. It is everything that you want from it, I guess. It has adventure, it has amazing characters, it has a beautiful sisterly bond featured, it has a lot of funny things, a lot of tragic things. It is just, it was gorgeous and beautiful, and I loved it so much. I do have to get back to something that I said earlier about how this book takes its time with telling you the story. That is definitely true for the first 150 pages or so, but after that, this book is a wild roller coaster ride, and so much is happening in such a short amount of pages. And I actually really like that, because the beginning, it takes its time again with introducing you to the story and the concept of the curse, but after that it's adventure all around. And it is fun and it's exciting, and it very much makes it a binge read because you just want to continue and see what is going to happen next. And I loved it. Also, I will say that it is the first book in a series, but it does have a closed ending. Like, the story of this book comes to an end, if that makes sense. And I actually really like that, because I was sort of scared that it might have an open ending. That is not the case, and that is really nice. And yeah, I loved it so much. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because I was just in love with it and I had the best time reading it. Such a lovely, amazing middle grade book. I can definitely recommend it. If you want to read something middle grade, I feel like this one is so perfect because it just has everything that you want from a middle grade book. So I finished this one. So I have done the first challenge of Believathon, which is like to go to the Poacher's Pocket Inn, which is actually like featured in this book. So yeah, let me grab like the companion and the map. There's the map, and then the first thing is the Poacher's Pocket Inn, and next up I'm going to Baba Yaga's house. And yeah, but that is going to be something for next week's vlog, because of course I haven't started it yet. But I'm going to read The House with the Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson for that one. So that is something you can look forward to next week. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this reading vlog. I feel like it's a bit of a longer one. I just felt very chatty this week, and I hope you sort of liked it. And then this week, of course, it is still Believathon, so that is going to continue. But also really exciting is that it's the release date tomorrow of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snake by Suzanne Collins, the prequel to the Hunger Games series. So yeah, a lot of reading plans this week. Not sure how that is going to go, but you will find out in next week's episode of Michelle's Reading Live, I guess. Yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to manage to read all of those books, but I'm going to find a way somehow. And yeah, this was it for this reading vlog and this video. And again, I really hope you liked it. And if you did, maybe go subscribe or give it a thumbs up if you want to, of course. And then hopefully I will see you again very soon in one of my next videos. And yeah,